Welcome back to the channel where I'm here for the final time in 2025 here recording. Obviously Josh is with me. At the time of recording it's Christmas Eve, so obviously he's spending time with his family. I just want to make it very clear quickly that me and Josh are just friends. Had a few comments and stuff suggesting otherwise, but we're just good friends. We've been friends since I think year 9 from the secondary school we went to. So yeah, we both happen to like coasters. So yeah, let's just get that one clear straight away. But yeah, this is the last video before 2025. So I thought I didn't do this last year. Probably would have been a good idea to, but I'm going to do it this year. Is a little 2025 review. So I'm going to start from, obviously I think the first, I've written down a little thing here. The first thing I've got I think was in February, all the way down to November. So yeah, and then I'll have a little look towards sort of 2026 after that as well. I'm hoping to get this video posted today on Christmas Eve, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is a review, our sort of theme park 2025 year, what's happened. Well, I mean a little bit in general for everyone, but mainly sort of our experiences of what we've done in sort of theme parks for this year, 2025. Well, so yeah, like I said, I've made sort of a list here. I'm just going to go down and work our way sort of through it. Again, some of this, most people in the UK would know about and probably maybe even experience. Some of it is just sort of what we've done at some point during the year. But I'm going to go straight in, firstly, in February. We had been previously before, in January, a couple of times I think. But that is Monk's Walk. So this is the public footpath that runs right down sort of the side of Thorpe Park and right next to Hyperia and Nemesis Inferno mainly. So we went there a couple of times in January just because we were bored, and I don't really know. To be honest, it's quite a long way for us to drive just to see nothing. However, when we went in February, we went for a Legoland event, which was, sorry if you can hear the Hoover. We went to a half-term event at Legoland, and then we went to Monk's Walk and we saw Hyperia test. So for all of this I put some pictures, some videos in from what I'm talking about. But yeah, we went and saw Hyperia test, we saw Inferno test as well, Saw and the Swarm. I think it was just Colossus and Stealth that didn't test that day. But that was nice. Obviously I hadn't seen any coasters go around the track in ages. And especially Hyperia, obviously my favourite coaster in the UK, same with Josh. It was really nice just to sort of see the rides back on the track and sort of know that it's not long until the parks reopen. And here we are again, they're shut, so still got quite a while until they reopen this year, but it'll be okay. So yeah, that was nice, saw the rides testing, and that's just sort of built excitement up for the season to come. And it's very exciting sort of theme park season for us because we're going to get to some new parks, which I'll come on to in a little bit. And then after that, about mid-March I think it was finally the time, after a long time of not being able to go to any theme parks. We finally managed to go to, I say finally managed, we've already been to Alton Towers, but we finally got back to Alton Towers when that opened on, I can't remember when it was 16th of March, I don't know. But yeah, that was opening day, Alton After Dark, so of course that was the park open till 8. I actually did this a couple of times whilst it was running on selected dates in March. So yeah, that was good, getting night rides on Nemesis and other rides. We had a train to ourselves on Galactica. That was very cool. That was I think that was on the opening day. Of course, I'd say the highlight of that day was probably Toxicator opening. Our first ever opening day for a ride that we've been to. Hopefully we can get to Bolton's Park for their new ride opening next year. But yeah, that was Toxicator's opening day. Started off very well. Obviously it had quite a problem sort of towards the evening with the drainage. That wasn't great, to be honest. The day overall, in terms of operationally at the park, wasn't the best at all. So that wasn't great, but we had Fast Track I think that day, so we managed to do quite a bit, and it was just nice getting back on some rides and getting back to Alton Towers. And then a couple of weeks later after that, Thorpe Park opening, That was on a Friday, I think, so it wasn't too busy. We had fast track that day actually as well, because we stayed in the Thorpe Shark cabins. That was our first ever time staying away together, me and Josh, in those shark cabins. They were good, they're fine. But yeah, we did get fast track, a limited fast track for the opening day, including Hyperion. So we did it loads. And we got on lots of other stuff as well, and that was great. I mean, personally, I prefer Thorpe Park to Alton Towers. So getting back to Thorpe Park and getting back on Hyperion was brilliant. I believe we got a front row, I think. And yeah, had some issues Hyperion, which I'm going to come on to in a second. But yeah, Thorpe Park's opening day was great. Staying at the shark cabins was a highlight. Staying away from home for the first time was good. So yeah, that was all really good, sort of in a similar sort of time when sort of all the UK theme parks were reopening. So yeah. And then, as I just mentioned, Hyperion having issues. This is a bit of a low of the season, but this sort of like late March, April, Hyperion didn't start the season off how people would have wanted it. On the opening day, it opened late, I think, and then once it had opened, it's like stuck on a lift hill like every few minutes. It seemed at the time, and I think there was a power cut as well because we were about to get on it, and I think the train was dispatching, just stopped. Lights, like the big lights, came on. So yeah, that wasn't great. So some other rides went down as well. I think Saw did at Colossus. So yeah, Hyperion had lots of issues. Stuck on top of the lift hill. It valleyed again. That was the third time it's valleyed. Hasn't valleyed since. So I think that's hopefully all good now, really. But yeah, it did valley on the outer bank again for the third time. I think that must have been early April. So yeah, that wasn't great. Luckily, they seemed to sort of work with Mack Rides, whatever they did, and they got it sorted. And like really through the summer and the rest of the season, it was fine. Obviously, it went down here and there, but obviously that's to be expected. But yeah, just to start the season wasn't great for Hyperion. But after that, I believe we went to must have been late April for the first time. Well, the first time in a long time for me. We went to Drayton Manor, so we got some new coasters there. We got the Wave, which used to be a stand-up coaster, not anymore. A bit of a shame because I would like to experience a stand-up coaster. Gold Rush, obviously new for last year, we got on. It's a good family ride as well, and in general, Drayton Manor was a nice park. And yeah, good to get some new credits as well. I got Accelerator too. Maelstrom, which was the flat ride, maybe the best flat ride in the UK. I don't know, it's close between that and Rush, maybe. Destinator. Probably is Maelstrom, to be honest, has a longer cycle. But yeah, it was good to go to Drayton Manor and experience that for the first time in a long time for me, and for the first time ever for Josh. So yeah, that was good. Right, it's a bit darker now, and the camera's in a different position. This is because I forgot to add this in, and I thought it's quite important that I should probably add it in, and that is, I don't know how I forgot to be fair, but Universal Great Britain, probably the biggest thing to happen this year really for the theme park UK thing industry. Obviously that was, I think that must have been like April time, middle of April maybe. Obviously that got announced that they were planning to build a theme park, the government were backing it. Obviously we got the concept art as well, which I'm sure we've seen lots of times. But of course that was a really big moment, and we covered that on the channel, and we're still covering it now with the series. In fact, we obviously got that planning permission recently, which we did a couple of videos on not too long ago. But yeah, that was obviously a very big thing here in the UK. It's one of the biggest thing that's happened in the UK in terms of theme parks for forever. So yeah, that was a big highlight. And it certainly will be in 6 years' time, and over the next 6 years as well. And then sort of from mid-April to sort of middle of May, we did Chessington for the first time that season. Still yet to get on Dragon's Fury and Vampire. I think I had a long queue when we went. I did do Mandrill Mayhem once in September. I think overall we had like maybe 3 trips to Chessington or something this year, which isn't loads, but it's a little bit further away for us, and yeah, the attractions, they're good. I would like to get on Vampire and Dragon's Fury, but I would say we prefer to go and do something else. But we'll try and do those next year, hopefully. But yeah, we went to Chessington. I think we did like half day there, and then the second half of the day at Fort Park. We then went to Fort Park the day after that, I remember, because we did Fort Park 2 days, like back to back. We went with our dads, actually, got them on Hyperia, not for the first time, but again, they got front row. We let them have it, which was nice of us, I think. So yeah, that was good. Just Fort Park, Chessington, Morton Towers as well, until sort of early May, when I had my first major sort of trip outside of the UK. I cut the camera and then tell you more about that. So if you've seen the video, you might, well, you probably will remember if you see the video, but I believe it was like sort of early mid-May. Me and my dad went to Plopsaland de Pan, so obviously the theme park in Belgium. It's about, probably from where we are, like three and a half, 4 hours probably from my house here, which to be honest, for a theme park like Plopsaland de Pan, and for it to have a ride like the Ride to Happiness, it's not bad at all. Obviously I have to pay to get the Eurotunnel, so we don't do it like really often, but like it's easier to get to than most other parks in Europe. But yeah, this was like the first major coaster that I've been on outside of the UK. Obviously I've done good rides. Hyperia is a great ride, Nemesis is a good ride, but I've never done anything like, at this point, never done anything like Ride to Happiness. And I mean, you can go and watch the video and you can see my first reaction to it, but it was just like, I just couldn't quite believe like some of the airtime I'd never felt before, and just the fact that it was spinning, it was so re-rideable. It like instantly shot up to my number one coaster, and it's still there at the minute. So yeah, that was a brilliant trip. My dad loved it as well. So yeah, experienced Ride to Happiness and like the first major theme park outside of the UK for the first time. Was amazing. Was a little bit sad that Josh wasn't there, didn't get to experience that with me. But I'll come back on to Plopsaland de Pan later. But yeah, just getting on Ride to Happiness for the first time was just surreal. As was the next thing on this list. Again, I cut the camera because I think I'm going to talk about this quite a bit. But yeah, Ride to Happiness, what a coaster. My number one coaster, and it has been since May. Well, it has changed a little bit. I can't decide, but I think I have now. Yeah, but that was early May, and that was a fantastic trip. And on the way there, we stopped at Fort Park as well. One ride on Hyperion and carried on. So yeah, I'll move on to the next part, which is probably the highlight, well yeah, definitely the highlight of 2025. Now this trip, I think we booked this trip in like January, and we went in June. Bear in mind, between Plopsaland de Pan and this, we did more, obviously Fort Park and Alton Towers, but I'm not gonna name every time we went there because it's a lot. But this was like the main trip of the year. We booked it so far in advance, compared to, we're going to Energylandia soon, compared to that, I think we only booked that like 2 weeks ago, and we're going in just under 2 weeks. But yeah, we booked this months in advance. Couldn't wait for it. It just, as it got closer and closer, it got more exciting. And now is of course Europa Park. We've got a vlog from it. If you want to go and check it out, it's got a good vlog, I think. But honestly, getting to a park like Europa Park was just amazing. The fact that we were just in the middle of Germany by ourselves as well was the first time we went abroad together, without parents or anything like that. It was amazing, and the park was incredible, like so well themed, like brilliantly presented, clean. The attractions were brilliant, obviously the main one being Voltron Nevera, which was incredible. My second coaster, it's so close between that and Ride to Happiness. They have switched around a little bit, but Voltron was like incredible. Just like some of the elements on there, so many elements as well, such a long ride. The theming on it, it was just like next level. Like what a ride. And for Josh, Josh, that was his first major coaster outside of the UK. I mean, what a coaster to start it on, and that's his number one coaster as well. But yeah, that was what a trip. We did, I think, 4 nights there. We spent another one near Heathrow before we flew out. And yeah, it was just brilliant. Arthur, great ride. Woden, brilliant wooden coaster, the best we've been on. And so much more as well. So Europa Park, by far the favourite theme park that we've been to, I think, for both of us. And it was just surreal, just being in Germany by ourselves, and getting on Voltron as well. It's just a trip that I always remember, our very first outside of the UK. Yeah, back in June this year, which was really, really special. And then after that, I think this must have been like July. This was a pretty standard Fort Park trip. apart from one thing, for me, it was getting my 100 rides on Hyperia. So obviously it opened on the 24th of May 2024. We didn't get on it on that day. We went I think a month after it opened, and got our very first rides on it then. And yeah, from then until I think it was like mid-July, had so many rides on it, and yeah, it all came up to 100 rides. And it's funny actually, because I think I was on 98 rides when I joined the queue at the end of the day. So I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna end the day on 99. I went round, I think I got the back row actually. I went round 99, very, very, very lucky. I think it was Kai that was operating, which some of you might know him or recognise him. He sent us round again, so that was my 100th ride. No, that's not right, sorry. I got on the train, 99th ride. I think it was like the third to last train or something, and then we were getting off and I saw some empty seats on the very last train. So I was like, oh, can I get on the empty seats? And he said, yeah. That was then my 100th ride, and we came back in the station and got sent around again, and that was 101. And then obviously I've had more since then. To be honest, I have lost count now. I think I must be like 150-ish maybe, around that. Josh must be near 100 now, if not hit 100. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was a special moment, getting my 100 rides on Hyperia on the back row as well. And yeah, a really special ride, that one, my 100th for Hyperia. I thought I'd just include that, because why not? But yeah. Now going back to Plopsaland Pan again, and this is the second ever time that we visited a theme park outside the UK just together, and that was Plopsaland Pan again. So obviously my second time there, Josh's first, and obviously for me, I've done Rides Happiness, I know how good it was. It's my number one coaster, is now, and it was then. I was so excited to get back on it, but I was equally excited to see Josh's reaction to it, because I love, like, having been on a coaster, just seeing other people doing it for the first time. So I was really excited to see Josh's reaction. He loved it, obviously I love it. I think it went to Josh's like number one for a bit, and then it swapped back to Voltron, which is fair enough. So yeah, it was great to get him on that and just experience it together. We had the GoPro as well, which we did on-ride filming with. So that was great, getting back to that park and getting Josh there for the first time. We then went back there about 2 or 3 weeks later. We didn't plan that, like when we went the first time, we thought we probably won't be back there for quite a while after that, but not long after we got back from that trip, we booked to go again a couple of weeks later. So we went again, did it all again, amazing. Got night rides on the Rides Happiness that time as well, which is really, really good. So yeah, that was a very good trip too, and that's just one night on both of those trips as well. So yeah, that was great getting Josh on that, doing some POVs and getting some night rides on the Ride to Happiness. And then obviously through September we didn't do too much. We went to Thorpe Park and Alton Towers, sort of like a few times I think. Obviously it was very quiet. I remember I went once and Hyperia was like walk on, which was great. But then going into sort of late September and October, we had obviously Scarefest and Fright Nights here in the UK. Now I think obviously we did this last year, these two events, but I'd say I preferred this year to last year. I think Scarefest was a much better event than last year. It was good last year, don't get me wrong, but I think this year, obviously we had the new maze, Edge of the Forest, the new Scare Zone, Dark Forest next to it. So obviously they were new for everyone. We also did Compound and Owenville Mine Tours, so they weren't new attractions. Well, Compound was new for last year, but they weren't new for us, so they were like completely fresh mazes as well for us, which is great. We didn't do Edge of the Forest. Apparently it wasn't like the best, so, and it's quite expensive, so we just sort of held off on that. But yeah, the mazes that we did at Towers were brilliant. Night Ride was obviously great, especially on Nemesis, and Smiler I enjoyed at night as well. And overall, just the atmosphere of the event was brilliant. Same with Fright Nights, we did all of the mazes, again, all great. I don't really have, I don't know, they were all great. I don't have much to say bad about any of them. I think maybe survival games could be a bit better themed, but even still, it's a good maze. Obviously, Night Rides on Hyperia, they changed some of the lighting on there, so that was great. We got on Soar as well at night. To be honest, we didn't get too many Night Rides on at Thorpe Park during Fright Nights, because when we went, it was very rainy and windy, so a lot of them weren't open. But we did go to, I know this is the next one, but I may as well include it. We went to Silverstone Unlocked, so obviously we got 8 rides on Hyperion that night, which was great, night rides as well. Did all of the mazes. The after party as well was brilliant. So yeah, Silverstone Unlocked. Obviously, big thank you for Jack for hosting that event. We did a little short video on Instagram about that. But yeah, that was a great night. Getting rides on Hyperion and doing unlimited mazes with basically no queues. And that made up a sort of a mini trip actually around the UK, which I've got the camera and tell you all about. So yeah, we did Silverstone Unlocked, which is obviously up Thorpe Park in London, so we drove up the Thursday evening and did that. We then stayed over near Thorpe Park that night, and then on the Friday we drove all the way out, I think it was like nearly 5 hours, to Blackpool. Excuse me. We drove to Blackpool for about 5 hours that Friday. Arrived in Blackpool, we had like a Airbnb thing. It wasn't the best. The bed was shocking. But we stayed there over the Friday night, and then the park was open Saturday. So obviously that was the first ever time going to Blackpool Pleasure Beach for us. So yeah, we did that. First ride on Icon. Icon was brilliant. From the POVs, we didn't think it looked great, to be honest. It looked quite slow, and it isn't the fastest, but I think it's all the transitions, some airtime moments in there, the inversion, just make up a really good ride, and obviously the 2 launches as well. Infusion, not so much. The big one, not so much. And Grand National, definitely not. They were all very, very rough and uncomfortable. The big one I can make a slight exception for because it's very old and very iconic, but still it wasn't very comfortable. And in total, I don't know, like Blackpool is a very different part to all the other parks you've been to. It's very sort of old school and like seaside kind of vibe about it, which some people will probably like, I'm sure. But I don't know if I don't know, it's not for me, I think. I enjoyed Icon, and I hope to get on the new gyro swing that they bring into the park next year. We didn't get to do Valhalla, would have liked to do that. We did new for that year actually, Launchpad as well, which was good as well. Wallace and Gromit Dark Ride, that was great. So overall, like, it wasn't a bad visit. It was good to get there and get on Icon. That was the main highlight, but it's not a park that I'd rush back to. I'd be more than happy just to do it once a year, maybe like every November when Silverstone Unlocked comes about. That would maybe be a good time to do it. But yeah, good to get there. That evening we then drove a couple of hours to Alton Towers and watched the fireworks for the very first time. They were amazing. I mean, we saw we were doing Nemesis whilst they're going off, but we could see them. They were amazing, very, very loud obviously, but there's so many of them. And sort of doing Nemesis whilst they were going off was really, really cool as well. And it got very foggy because of them, so that made Nemesis and Toxicator look very cool. And we then ended the season on the Smiler that night with a great night ride. But yeah, those are the main highlights of this year. We've done a lot. I just cut the camera and then sort of look a little bit towards 2026. So yeah, 2025 is a great year. I think the highlight for me was definitely getting on some coasters outside the UK. The main 2 being Voltron and Ride to Happiness, of course. Europa Park, that was the big highlight. And then obviously just going to Thorpe Park and Alton Towers. Maybe I take it for granted sometimes, but it is, especially when like they close, I think I do take it for granted. But it's great just getting there, just for like days out together as well. Obviously Scarefest, Friday nights, that was great. So yeah, overall it's been a great year. Better than last year. Last year was good, but yeah, we've had a great year. This year getting on lots of new coasters. And our top 10 list is dramatically different to how it was last year, so that's great. But in terms of 2026, obviously very exciting. In just over a week now, we're going to Energylandia for their kind of Christmas winter event. We're staying there 4 nights, 3 days in the park. Cannot wait to get on Zadra. That is like the main attraction for us. Hyperion as well is going to be amazing. Formula, which is a Vekoma launch coaster, should be great, looks good. And then they've got lots of other smaller rides as well. We can get on like a Vekoma inverted coaster, which is a new generation one. They've got an old one as well, similar style to Infusion, which is alright. And the Christmas event as well looks really nice as well. Can be very cold, but it should be good. So really looking forward to that. June we've got a trip to Sweden coming up. There's 2 parks I'd say in Sweden that we'd like to visit. So you can guess which one you think it might be, but we're hoping to do that in June. I haven't booked it or anything, but we think we're going to do that. We want to make a Europa Park return for Christmas next year, so just under a year maybe. We'd like to do that. Their Christmas event looks amazing, so that would be good. We'll do Plopsaland a few times here and there as well. That's pretty easy to do. And then, of course, Thorpe Park and Towers many times over the year. Well, it's a bit dark in here now, but it's because this isn't brightened up yet. It's the next day.
It's Christmas.
And he's here now. It's Christmas Day. So
Merry Thomas.
he came off to drop some presents and stuff. But I thought may as well get him in the outro of this video. Do you know what I've been recording?
No.
We don't. I've been recording, as you'll all know, a little 2025 review. So I've gone from the start of the year in February to most recently Blackpool and all of that. What was your highlight of the theme park year?
Getting on Voltron.
Voltron,
Yeah.
Europa Park, I said the
Yeah.
same as well. Close between that and like Plopsaland Japan, and obviously all the Thorpe Park trips too. I've already gone over it, but 2026, obviously we're going to Midtjyllandia soon.
Very soon.
Should have a trip in Sweden, hopefully in June, potentially Europa Park at Christmas, as well as Plopsaland Japan and everything else. I got him this morning off the big man himself. You would have seen him in some of our videos.
Oh, this is who I was.
He's going to be on the screen
Put the
now.
clip of me in there.
Oh yeah, we'll put both of them in. That's who he was. He's got a headband as well. We're going to take him to Poland. But yeah, Christmas Day, so happy Christmas. By the time this is posted, it might be Boxing Day probably, but hopefully you had a good Christmas. I think in one of the other clips I said I was going to try and post it Christmas Eve, but here we are. So yeah, we'll see.
Posted on Boxing Day.
A Planet Coaster video will come out hopefully on the 1st, so we'll see you there, and then after that we'll see you in Poland. So yeah, goodbye.